Here are the last shots of the bunk boards after we finished epoxying them with 3 coats and putting the supports in. And what do we call these things? Doubler blocks?
Shear stringer doublers.
Shear stringer doublers. These are the spots where the ACAs are lashed onto the hull. Yep.
Rex is retrieving the triangular pieces that we milled earlier in the build in order to do the deck stringers at this point. Forward is 69 inches port. Port. Port.
Okay, 69.
Drop it. Over 69.
Yeah. Center.
91.
Okay. Which one?
39.
Yep.
39.
Well, yeah.
And 61.
Yep.
Here we're cutting out the slot for the aft stem handle. As you recall, most pieces for the hull, deck, and cabin were pre-cut to approximate shape before we started the first hull.
Perfect.
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 Little filler would be fine. Okay, now we're going to mark the deck beams and the deck stringers so that underneath on the deck here where we can sand the area for the glue so it gets a good hold on it. So we'll sand it a little bit. I need shoes in there. Make sure my block's still under there. Is it?
Good.
Red light on so I remember to do it. This compartment is strictly for storage. It's not made to crawl in. The opening is less than my shoulder width, so it's a tight fit. That's good for working in the sweat. These are the lines that we made on the bottom of the deck, just so we knew where to place the deck stringers. And loosely wiring the deck stringers to the bottom of the deck so that when we place them in, we can move them around just a little bit before we tighten up the wires. We couldn't have fixed these permanently before we put the deck on because the deck has curvature fore and aft and sideways. Down here. And just put one twist in it at the bottom, just so it doesn't fall out. That's all I care about. Could make more wires for it, do the forward deck. And applying thickened epoxy along the edges here so that when it smooshes down, we can make a nice joint inside the deck. It's moderate. Strap so I can tighten this. Oh, that sounded good. Yeah, no worries. Alright, now give to me this one. And add a little weight now to ensure that the deck complies with our wishes.
Here Rex is tightening the wire ties.
Should brought some ice out. Put that in, but I didn't think about ice today. I didn't think it was going to be 87 in here, isn't it?
Yep.
88.
Too late to save it? Should I go get some ice?
It's too late to save it. Probably. I don't know. It was hot or warm a while ago when I laid it down. Okay, we're pre-drilling the deck for silicon bronze ring shank boat nails. Let's keep going. Oh, wasn't right. Wasn't right. That one out there?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna drill that one. with a router and round off this edge. And where we can't get to it with the router, then we'll sand, plane, all sorts of miscellaneous stuff. And then we run the fiberglass over the edge of the sphere here, because we'll have a nice rounded edge to run it over. And you can, it'll hold, so it'll be glued, nailed, and fiberglass going over the edge. Counting at the top?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, we already cut these at the, underneath the deck and took out a chunk because there's a lot of epoxy down there and they stuck to it. So now we're heating them up. Not all of them need heating up, but the majority of them do.
Cut some of the snips. Heat them up with a soldering iron. I'm thinking.
This is the deck stiffener that's underneath here. And I'll tell you what, this little compartment here for storage at the back of the cockpit is really a lot of fun to crawl around in. To put the fillets and the glass tape over the seams. Brings out my claustrophobia.
We followed the same steps for the forward deck as we did for the aft deck.
Okay, well, we've got the decks on. We've still got to do some more work on the edges here. They not totally rounded off yet. The router will only go so far, and then it's hand sanding. And then we'll sand the deck, glass it, and it'll be ready to move on to the cabin top. But like I said, one piece at a time.